A dozen deaths and countless close calls. The piers of Lake Michigan, they draw thousands to the lakeshore each summer. But if the trend holds this season, at least one visitor will drown and many more will have to be rescued. Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker looked at 7 beach towns from St. Joseph all the way north to Ludington to find out how they're policing their piers, especially pier jumping.
Knowing that something could happen just, I don't know, adds to the risk factor, and it just makes it more fun to do, I guess.
It's not a game, especially when you see our public safety officers out there struggling, and they're risking their lives.
Target 8 checked with towns up and down the lakeshore. What we found were inconsistencies when it comes to policing pier jumpers. It's legal in St. Joseph, Saugatuck, Holland, Grand Haven, and Muskegon, but banned in Pentwater and South Haven.
Our city fathers deemed it a good law, and I couldn't agree more that it's an excellent law to keep people from getting in the water off of the pier.
In Ludington, it's already illegal to swim near the pier, and the city is considering a pier jumping ban with a penalty of up to $500. To break down the danger for you, Target 8 filed Freedom Information Act requests for drowning reports up and down Michigan's west coast. What we found was that while pier diving is the #1 worry, it is not the #1 cause of Lake Michigan pier deaths in West Michigan. Of the dozen pier-related drownings in the last decade, 2 were pier jumpers. 4 were washed off or fell off piers, and 6 got caught in strong rip currents while swimming too close to piers.
It's more of the people that go out and walk on the pier and oblivious to the fact that one big wave can wash them overboard.
In South Haven, 2 recent pier drownings had nothing to do with jumping, but that hasn't stopped police from enforcing the new law, writing 24 tickets a year. A second offense there can get you 90 days in jail.
Where we can control the dangers, we need to control the dangers.
It's the same kind of ban proposed at Holland's popular pier several years ago and rejected by the Park Township Board.
Some of them have claimed it as a rite of passage. I did this, it's my rite of passage, my kids have that right. And granted, at this point, to some extent, they do.
Former Park Township Supervisor Stu Visser questioned how police would enforce it and why they should take away park goers' fun. But Kuhlman, who pushed for the ban, says township leaders are ignoring the dangers, including rip currents and rocks. Kuhlman recalls a recent summer day when police and others rescued 23 people at the Holland Pier, some of them jumpers.
You can see that, oh God, yeah, I could jump in right here. I could do a head first dive here. There's nothing here. But we've dove this, and there's probably rocks within 5 to 6 feet of the surface.
Grand Haven's mayor says tradition and questions about liability and enforcement are why pier jumping is still legal there.
We could make it illegal and say, if people call in complaints, the challenge is who's going to call in complaints. Maybe somebody will once in a while, and so maybe you give tickets once in a while, but I don't think it'll stop it. It's been going on ever since the piers have been there.
Bergman has even pushed for a fence to shut down that pier altogether and charging fines for rescues.
I think we ought to have a $500 fine charge for a rescue. And maybe that message will get through to some of the people.
Instead, Grand Haven has taken what he calls the positive approach. Pier safety programs, life rings, and alarms linked to 911. Life rings are now common on most piers.
I think those life rings made all the difference right there. Yeah. And if they weren't there, I wouldn't be here today.
Barber and his girlfriend likely would have drowned last summer after jumping off the Grand Haven Pier, if not for a stranger who tossed in a life ring. Now, he would support a jumping ban, at least in bad weather.
You jump in there, and next thing you know, you're just at the mercy of the lake.
Target 8's Ken Kolker. Pier safety will be part of the Beach Survival Challenge. That's Saturday morning at Grand Haven State Park. For more on that, see the link on our website, woodtv.com.